I'm Dave Thomas, and today I am building the Liberty Star model rocket from Estes, just in time for Independence Day, which will be coming up here in about, 8 days or so. This kit should go together fairly quickly, and so we'll just open up the box here. Oop, little tape on the side. This is a 24mm engine kit, and so as advertised it flies on C's and D's, and depending on how they actually make the motor mount here, we might even be able to fly it on an E. Alright, so most of this is pre-colored and everything, so we don't have to worry about paint and such. Alright, we've got the body tube with a launch lug and shock cord already installed. Okay, let's go ahead and get our instructions out to make sure that we do have everything. Alright, so body tube assembly there. We've got a nose cone. Okay, we have some decals there. And another decal, maybe not necessarily for the rocket. Alright, we've got a small parts kit here that has the fin can, which doubles as a motor mount. And by the look of it, no, we probably can't fly E-motors in here unless you're using composites. Alright, and then also the fins. And then we've got a parachute, 15-inch one. Alright, and that looks like everything that's supposed to be here. Our first and really only major task here is to assemble the motor mount and fin can. Now for most of the assembly they're recommending using a tube type plastic cement. You can also use a medium viscosity brush on cement like this one. I like this because it has a little bit more control, but either one is fine. And a little bit later on I probably will go ahead and use the tube type to mount the fin can in. Alright, so we're going to take our two sides of the fin can here and we'll orient them in the same way the directions are. Okay, and basically what you're going to do is all of the raised surfaces here that are going to get cement, but you don't want them on this surface here. So any place a fin's going to go, don't put it there. Alright, so we're going to just run along this edge. Definitely hit any place that's a hole or a peg. Okay, but now fins are going to go into those areas, so we don't want that. Alright, that area there. Be really careful around the threads. You don't want big glops to get in there. Okay, and now we're going to take the other half. Made up the holes with the pegs there. Alright, and I'm going to hold this for about 60 seconds and then set it aside to finish drying before we come back and do the fins. So probably at least 20 minutes here. While I'm waiting for the fin can to dry, I'm going to turn my attention to the recovery system here. So we've got our shock cord, and then we'll assemble the parachute in just a moment. The nose cone here is pre-colored and everything, so I wouldn't worry about trying to sand it or something like that unless you intend to change its color. Right, so we won't worry about that kind of stuff. Here with the shock cord, just pass it through the loop on the nose cone there. And then you're going to tie a double knot or 2 half hitches in this. Get it good and tight. Alright, and we're going to pull this up, and I'm going to pull it from every direction here, one at a time, and then both at the same time. And then I like to put just a little tiny dot of wood glue on. Just like that, and kind of work it into the knot. And then I'm going to cut off everything but the last 6 millimeters here, or 1/4 of an inch. All right, and that will just help keep this from accidentally getting between the tube and the nose cone shoulder, because doing so can result in the ejection charge going off but the parachute not coming out, and that's a bad thing. All right, I'm going to set that aside. Now for our parachute, you can do this in one of 2 ways. All right, so if we go forward here in our instructions, they actually tie it to the nose cone, and that's pretty common in Estes rockets. Personally, I like to attach it using a snap swivel, because that way I can change the parachute out very quickly, and at least theoretically it's supposed to help keep the parachute from tangling up quite as much. In practice, that's less of a concern. It still tangles. First we want to get all of these shroud lines untangled. It should be in 3 loops here. Okay, so we got a loop on each side, and then there's a loop that goes across the middle like that. Okay, now I prefer to use the snap swivel, as I said, and these come in a variety of sizes and shapes and colors, but most of them have the same thing here. So you've got one end that swivels around itself here, so that can turn independently of the other side. You've got the snap end here that we can use to attach to the nose cone, rather than tying it on. And you can find these basically any place that has fishing tackle. Alright, now regardless of the method you use, the first thing we're going to do is take all 3 of those shroud line loops and put them on your dominant middle finger here. Alright, and then with your other hand you're going to grab the center of the parachute sheet, and then we're going to pull everything here. So now I've got my loops down here, my parachute here, and we can pull back and forth on both the parachute and the lines here until we get all those corners lined up as closely as possible. Now it may not be perfect depending on how well they cut the lines and tied them at whatever Chinese factory Estes was using at the time. Alright, so if you want to use their method, you take all your loops here and you pass them through the nose cone. Open the loops back up, and then you pass the entire parachute through this and then pull it down tight. Now I don't want to do that, so I'm going to pull this back loose again. Now with a snap swivel you're doing essentially the same thing, except you're doing it on a snap swivel instead of on the nose cone itself. So I'm going to once again realign all of my shot cord lines there. Alright, now I'm going to gather this up, and I'm always going to have something gripping it so my relative length of the shroud lines doesn't change. Alright, so get those loops down to a little point, and you're going to pass them through the snap swivel on the swivel end. Okay, so now it's just hanging here like this. Now we're going to take the snap swivel and pass it up through the loops. And we're going to pull the loops downward and just pull that tight. Okay, here is where impatience can get to you, and I'm one of those that has it too. Alright, so we want to make sure this glue is good and dry before we put the fins in, otherwise it's going to split the fin can back open and we're going to have to start all over again. Before I do any fins, I'm going to just lightly sand this shoulder. This is where it's going to go into the body tube. And I'm just giving a better surface for the glue to grip. Because we're going to be bonding plastic to cardboard. And there really isn't a good glue for that. They use the tube type plastic cement in the instructions. I've used gel type super glue in the past. It works about the same, it turns out. So hopefully this will help it grab a little bit better to the glue and to the inside of the body tube. Alright, we're going to take a risk here. Alright, so we've got our fins, and just to come back here. Alright. So they are not actually gluing the fins in. That might help a little bit. Okay, so the way we do this is simply pop that in and push it forward. Now that was on one of the seams, so I'm going to see if it's going to pop. So far, so good. Okay. It doesn't matter which order you put these in. Just put them in all the way around. Okay, that's the other. Looks like that seems good too. Okay, and then we're putting on the retainer, and this is also what holds the fins in, like that. This part is optional, but if you do want to have your fins in a bit more securely, what you can do is get some of this very thin, watery type of plastic cement and just run it along the edges here, the root edges, and just let it get drawn inside by capillary action. Now there's a little bit you're seeing along the edge. Once that dries, it's not very noticeable. It's more noticeable if you go and try and wipe it off. So I would just leave it the way it is. Okay, so if you do this, you may want to wait a few minutes before you put the retainer back on, just in case you have some leaky cement there. You don't want to glue this part on and not be able to get your motor in. All right, but I am going to move on to the body tube here. Now for this one, we do want to use the tube type plastic cement. Alternatively, as I mentioned, you could use a gel type super glue. I get about the same results from both of them. Okay, now here we're going to add a moderately thick bead of glue here. Oops, all the way around. Okay, now the one thing to be careful of, when this is finished, the launch lug should be in between two of the fins. Alright, so I'm going to slide this in. I'm going to rotate it back and forth a few times to spread that glue evenly. Alright, and now I'm going to come to rest with this in between two fins there. Alright, and now I'm going to let that dry for about 15 minutes. The rocket is drying and it's about ready to be put all together here. So first I'm going to take the parachute, and you can ask 10 Rocketeers how to fold a parachute. You'll get 10 different answers. I'm going to show you my current favorite way to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold this in half such that every corner has a matching corner here that it overlays. Okay, so you'll have 3 sets of corners here, one in the middle, 2 on each side. Alright, and then we're going to take one of the side corners here, both layers. We're going to fold that down to the middle. We're going to do the same thing over here, so that now all of the corners are overlapping. All right, I'm going to pull out my shroud lines here, and now I'm going to pick it up roughly in the middle and draw that up into the kind of inverted kite shape we have here. Now I'm going to fold one side over those lines and then fold the other side over that side. So now we've got kind of a spike here. All right, take the spiky part, bring that down to the middle, all right, and then fold that over again, and then you can kind of just keep folding here. And then we'll attach our folded parachute to this. All right, now I can't get this quite under the camera, so what I'm doing here is just running the shock cord down inside the body tube. If you're actually prepping for flight, then this is where you would add your wadding or dog bar for whatever you're using for protection. Alright, and then the parachute simply slides in and the nose cone after it. Alright, turn it upside down, give it a shake. Alright, if it's that loose like that, then we want to add a little bit of masking tape. Alright, so I'm just going to take some masking tape here and add it to the shoulder of the nose cone, not the actual nose cone itself. This does not go on the outside. Okay, and we're going to try this again. Now make sure you don't have things hanging out like shock cord and snap swivel. Alright, that just gives us a little more friction, and now we can shake it and it doesn't come out, but a gentle pull will bring it out. Okay? The last thing to do is to apply the decals, and these are optional, you don't need them to fly. I'm going to put mine on the side opposite my launch lug there. Now you can do it the way the packaging shows here, or you can do it whatever way you want, because you are at liberty to do so. Haha, free pun. Okay, do wash your hands before you do this to help minimize fingerprints. And this type of decal, pretty much you have to get it on the right time, the right way, once. If you lift these up, they tend to pull the color with them. So you could come down way down here where you've got the fins to act as a guide, and then kind of work your way up. And sometimes if you just barely drop them there, you might be able to get it back up if you need to, although that looks pretty straight. So if you got it where you want it, smooth down the middle and then work toward the edges. So that is my completed Liberty Star. Even with all the glue drying, this only took about an hour to complete. So I hope you have a nice launch with this. Have a great launch and a safe recovery. And please stay tuned for more of my videos.